Well, it's Uncommon Fossil Day, continuing the search for the ultimate single prize deck, and also continuing to explore all things Dodrio. I really do enjoy Dodrio. It's a single prize stage 1, 100 HP, retreat cost of 1, attacks for 1 energy, and has an ability to let you draw cards. So all very nice things together. Is it good enough? That's always the question, and how can we really make it sing here? So the attack, if you're not familiar, Ballistic Beak does 10 plus 30 more for each damage counter on it. It's got 100 HP. You can get 90 damage on it potentially, so you can hit up to 280 damage for 1 energy on a single Pokemon. Very, very high potential. Of course, it takes some time to get there, and that's one of the challenges which this deck will look into. How do we make that happen? And it's got the ability Zooming Draw, which pairs very well with its attack. During your turn, you can put 1 damage count as Pokemon, which is actually a plus to this, not a negative. And if you do, you draw a card. So very, very nice there. So a 4/4 Dodrio line. And then how do we get this set up? In the past builds, they played Gape-Draw Bog to put damage onto it, which still could be an option, but I've dropped that, which frees up some deck space, but I've put in a secondary attacker, or this is the initial attacker, really, with the way games normally go, and this is Steelix, which is a tanky single prize stage 1, evolves from Onix, which is also a relatively tanky basic Pokemon, high retreat cost, so that's a big downside, but Steelix attack, very good. Well, it's 180 HP, and that's nice too. That helps you survive some attacks. Earthquake for 1 metal energy, so I need metal energy, but unfortunately I need 2 types of energy for the way I've built this deck. But it does 130 the opponent's active Pokemon, not a bad number for 1 energy, but then this is why it's really great in this deck. It does 30 damage to each of your bench Pokemon, so it doesn't hit your opponent's bench Pokemon like the Pupitar did in that deck, but this does more damage. It does 30 to each of my own Pokemon, so it builds up damage very, very quickly, as well as 130 is a very nice number. And if you're knocked out, you should have a Dodrio ready to go, and if not, you can swing again with it. Now, you have to be careful, because 30 damage on these Dodrios plus whatever it already has on it, you got to be careful not to knock yourself out. To help not knock us out, I've included 3 copies of Munkidori, right, with the Adrena Brain ability. Once during a turn, if this Pokemon has any darkness energy attached, so we need to get some darkness energy attached as well. You may move up to 3 damage counters from one of your Pokemon to your opponent's Pokemon. So, we want to get 1 or 2 Munkidori set up over the course of the game, and we got to figure out when to move damage counters, and what Pokemon from, and what Pokemon to, and it makes it a little interesting, makes the gameplay interesting. And then 1 Manaphy for protection, because otherwise, well, you could drop it, but then if you see Radiant Greninja and your opponent can power it up, you just have to scoop, because you're just going to get crushed with that, basically. So I've included the Manaphy, because if you're taking it to a tournament, you definitely need Manaphy. If you're just grinding the ladder, you could potentially leave it out and just know you're going to have to scoop some matchups, right? That's kind of, you just have to decide how you feel about that. Energy, 6 basic metal energies, that's what we need for Onix, and 4 basic darkness energies, that's what we need for Munkidori, and the Dodrio doesn't care what type of energy it gets attached, so this count is pretty good. I probably could cut some energy. I don't need 10, because these are all single attachment things, the Onix, the Dodrio, the Munkidori. But you need to draw energy into hand, so I think I don't really like to go below 10, just because you're not going to hit energy often enough. That's kind of my thought. But you could cut some energy to make more deck space, probably for some trainers. These are the trainers I have settled on. I played the deck a number of times, been revising it. I do like this deck. First off, it's a 4 Arven deck, 2 TM evolutions. Do you want to go first or second? That's a bit of a question. You might want to go second with it, obviously. It's an evolution deck, so if we go second, we have to be able to evolve. TM evolution is really key, right? Choose 2 your bench Pokemon and evolve them. Get a Dodrio, get a Steelix evolved, usually is what you want to do. It depends on the situation, of course. And then 4 Ionos as well. And that's it for supporters. I don't play boss. I do play 4 counter catchers. A deck like this that's very item heavy, you could put in Pokestop to get some more draw. That wouldn't be terrible, but I haven't gone that route. I'm playing Unfair Stamp for my ace spec. Obviously, you could switch it up to like Prime Catcher, because we do have to switch out the Onix. Its retreat cost is brutal at 4. You're never paying the retreat cost, so some extra switch could be good. But Unfair, we're getting knocked out a lot, so Unfair Stamp's what I've done in this deck. Pokemon Search, playing 4 Nest Balls, 4 Ultra Balls, and 4 Great Balls. Just, I think that's a mix that I've found happy. This is a deck that I can play Great Ball because it's got a mix of Pokemon, and you're gonna get, with a deck like this with 18 Pokemon, you play a Great Ball, you're probably gonna get a couple Pokemon to take a look at, and probably one of those Pokemon is gonna be okay. So I like that. You could play Capturing Aroma obviously as well. I just don't enjoy Capturing Aroma. I enjoy Great Ball more. Great Ball might be the worst choice, but I like it more, so I'm playing it. It's my deck, right? I want to play a deck I enjoy. 2 Super Rods, just really good. Get back Pokemon and Basic Energy. 2 Switches, because just got to have that for Onix. And 2 Earthen Vessels, which can then, discard a card, search for up to 2 Basic Energies, because it lets us then get energy with Arven. That's a big part of why it's here. Arven, if we have the Pokemon we need, it gets us a tool and our energy through Earthen Vessel. So that's the 60. I think I hit them all. It is proving to be a pretty solid deck. So let's go take a look at the list, at the deck in action on the ladder. All right, see how things go here. The goal is to either go first and just get as many basic stats as we can, or go second and make sure we get TM Evolution, right? And we'll see if it's our choice or our opponent's. And I don't remember what they called. I don't remember if they called heads or tails. So they won, which is fine. And, like I said, I have a game plan first or second. So going first, that just always got to think in mind, is my opponent an evolution deck with TM Evolution, or are they going to knock out my active Pokemon? I'm going to send up the Onix. It's a little bit tanky. It is who I want to attack with turn 2. Okay. Fluttermane, so not bad. I wish I had some more Pokemon in play, of course. That part's not good. But attach, I'm ready to attack next turn, and not terrible. So Fluttermane, my active Pokemon has no ability, so that means I can't use Dodrio in the active spot. And of course, they could gust up Manaphy if they chose. So is it an Ancient? But we'll see what I'm up against. Is it Ancient Box? Is it Gardevoir? Don't know, right? Either of those things are possibilities. So it's Ancient Box, or maybe a Roaring Moon EX deck. I've seen more of that on an upswing too, I gotta say. So I'm gonna take a knockout. I'm gonna Iono. I need to Iono here. It doesn't make sense not to Iono, right? And I'm not gonna attach energy. I'd like to get a Munkidori in play, right? Or something else to attach. I'd like to get Munkidori attached to him, because that's always a tricky thing here. So let me get down another Dodrio. I guess I should have grabbed I should have Dodrio'd first, now that I think about it, right? That was a mistake. I'm going to drop down a Dodrio because I need the draw. I made a Doduo. I should have Zooming Draw at first, so I missed sequence there. All right, I can get down... All right, I'm gonna get down a Munkidori now, I think. So I'm gonna ditch. I'm gonna ditch the Arven, keep the Iono. I'm not sure which way I want to go there. But just getting him in play might not be the right play again, but we'll see. So take the okay. This Pokemon's weak to me. Get a bunch of damage in play. Didn't get energy attached. That part's unfortunate, right? I could have attached an energy to the Dodrio. I thought if I could get a Munkidori attached, I was better off, which I would have been, right? But I chose not to, and I may pay the price for that. So I think it's an Ancient Box deck. That's the way it's appearing to me. Yeah. So they might just play one of the EX. I don't know. The EX is just going to sit there and take a hit. I'm imagining. Secret Box, which discards 3 cards, looks for one of each type of trainer. A very nice A-spec. I like it. A deck like this that wants to discard cards, it makes a lot of sense. And then there's other decks as well. Oh, it's not showing out. See, so the game log doesn't show me at the time what they actually discarded. Okay, so they got 2 ancient cards in the discard pile. So that's good. Got an energy discarded, but that could actually be a plus for them as well, right? Because with Dark Patch, what did they grab, by the way? Okay, they grabbed the tool, so they make themselves to be nice and tanky. I can eventually one-shot an EX with a Dodrio. So It's not terrible. It's not terrible. I'll have to decide, do I want to use my Iono or not this turn? So we'll see. They lost all those cards, which is okay. I mean, it boosts their damage, right? So would they play Sada's Vitality, I guess? Yeah. They could have accelerated to both benched guys. I'm a bit surprised they accelerated to the active. So they're planning on attacking. Look, they know that I'm not going to knock them out this turn. I mean, there are ways this deck could do it with enough damage on Dodrio if I need to move stuff around. But they're just kind of, they're taking this as a setup turn, right? Hiding behind the EX, which is not a bad strategy. Not a bad strategy at all. So I have Munkidori to start moving some damage. Potentially they will attack, although, okay, not bad there. So I want to, I'm gonna evolve. I mean, that Munkidori is not bad, but I want another Dodrio in play. That gets me some draw, and I will hit into them. I'm gonna Iono, and then I'll draw. Now I gotta think 40, 50, 60, so okay, that's not terrible. I mean, I think another Munkidori is not bad. Do I want another duo down? I guess I will at this point. I have a choice, but because let's see, is there another Dodrio in deck? Probably. So I'm going to use Nest Ball to thin my deck, right? Because I don't really want to draw a Doduo. So there we go. There, I could, maybe I should have. Maybe I made a mistake. I should have drawn and see if I would have drawn into a Darkness Energy, right? That would have been better. So that was poor on my part. Very poor on my part, I would say. Yeah. So I will just give them a smack. I can finish them off next turn. They do have the tool though as well, so we'll see what they do. They have options. I don't think they hit my bench. That was not an optimal turn, I gotta say. It was a sloppy turn, so I can't look. This Dodrio will get knocked out. This Dodrio will get knocked out, so I cannot Steelix again next turn, right? And I have to switch in order to do that. So it's a bit of a dicey situation. This is where at my initial build with Steelix, I played it some and then I stopped playing it just because I was doing too much damage. That was probably was that before Munkidori came out? What sets do these come out with, by the way? Yeah, so the Dodrio was just putting too much pressure on too fast. Too much damage on Dodrio. I wasn't able to make it happen. Maybe I need more Switch. I do have Pokestop, which gets me Switch, which would be good in this game as well. So, you know, so this is not a bad spot at all. Not the ideal spot, I will also say that. So we'll see what happens here. They're going to knock out my active. I'm going to send up the Dodrio. I obviously have the easy knockout there. I start moving damage counters. I'm going to move damage counters, I think, onto the EX. Because eventually I can grind him away, which is very good for me, for sure. And I'll have to think about where I'm moving the damage counters from and all that stuff. But like this guy at 70 does 210, does 220. So I'm just trying to think through the numbers. What do I need to get the knockouts, right? They're one-shotting me easily, but as long as I can't do spread, I'm up on prizes. So I'm going to send up the Dodrio with the 80 damage. I will probably, I got to think how I want to heal this whole thing here as well. So we'll attach here. I certainly do big damage here, which is very nice. So let me draw. I got my switch, so I'm just trying to think through what I'm going to do here. I think I just want to kind of get these Dodrios all queued up for me. I think that's the play here. So I do have a rod. So I'm going to go searching for another Dodrio. And then I do have my Rod. I'm probably going to play my Rod as well. Why not? Since I'm at it. And then I'm going to Iono. Just trying to think through how I want this whole thing set up here. So I do want this Munkidori. Probably grab this energy. Grab a Steelix. Just because those are the cards I know I'm going to want. I'm going to Iono here, and then I'll draw my cards. Now the Switch goes to the bottom of the deck, and I might end up needing the Switch at some point, but it's okay. I do believe. All right, got the Steelix, so I will drop him down. Just make him tanky. He can attack potentially. This guy's not used his ability, so let me draw my card. So, okay, Munkidori is nice as well. All right, so who do I want to heal up here? I will heal up. Let's heal up the Steelix at this point. Obviously, I don't want to attack with Steelix, but actually, I'm going to heal up this Dodrio in case I need to attack with Steelix next turn. I could do that, right? So I've used my ability. So just attack. I could drop, I could have dropped down the Munkidori because getting a second Munkidori in play is really good with this deck. But I need to get energy attached, right? So the fact that I missed, I didn't attach one turn does set this deck back as well a lot. There's no energy acceleration, right? This is a deck where when Raihan was in format was really good. Obviously, how do I accelerate energy? I could use Mila, but I need fire energy because the Dodrio doesn't care what type of energy. So Mila, if I'm knocked out, can accelerate to the Dodrio, but that's not great. This deck really would love some energy acceleration, but there's, I don't know, I need darkness, but I can't use Dark Patch because it's not a darkness Pokemon. I need metal for Steelix. I could accelerate some other type, but again, adding a third type of energy is just going to make the deck worse as well. So let me think 5. So this is 6 times 3, so that's not going to get the job done. Okay, so maybe I should not have healed up that guy. So how am I going to work? 56, 181. So that was a mistake what I did there. So I think... So I can take him out. I need to move damage counters onto him, right? Which I can do. Let's see, 4 times 5. 4, 120, 135, 150, 160, 70. So I will attack with... No. Yeah, so attack with Dodrio. That's okay. It's not ideal, but it's not a bad thing, right? So 160. No, I don't. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, I'm at 1. No, okay, I'm okay. So I'm going to attach an energy here. I'm going to drop down the Munkidori. I'm going to Unfair Stamp. Now they have their tool, so it's less useful, I will say. I mean, they have Pokestops. Sorry. The losing the cards is less hurtful to them because of that. I will damage myself here because otherwise I don't take the knockout this turn. Drawing cards, of course, is nice. Get damage counter here as well. I need to move damage onto... So he's at 200. So do I want to drop anybody else onto the bench? Let me take a look here. Do I want a Rod? What do I have here? Energy? No, I will just move damage, take out the active Pokemon. Okay, so I should have been smarter last turn, right? I shouldn't have had to move damage onto that guy to make the knockout. That was a mistake, because that means I didn't get damage onto the EX on the bench, right? I still can ultimately probably take him out, I hope. We'll see how this goes. So at this point, I can attack. I have a choice of attackers. I definitely need to take a prize here. That's a given. If I attack with Steelix, I have to move damage to the active, right? If I attack with the Dodrio, then he does 60, 180. He's at 190 right now. So we'll see what happens. If they get the tool attached to the active, then I have to do Dodrio again and move damage onto him with the Munkidori. And I don't love that, right? That's not a great place for me to be. So we'll see what happens. They're gonna, hopefully they don't get the tool attached, in which case I'm in good shape. So they might Pokestop me here. I do have Switch in deck. I have Arven, so it's okay. Did they play us? Yeah, they did Sada's. Oh, they did Explorer's Guidance. So 240. Okay, that's not bad. So I will attack with Dodrio. That's good for me. I will Arven. So he's going to get the knockout, but let me Rod, because I need to get another Dodrio down, right? One. And what else do I need? I don't need another Munkidori. Might want 2 Doduos down, right? I don't know if I have another Dodrio or not for that. Let me draw my card first. I'm going to attach the Darkness Energy there. And, okay, I will Arven here. Let me just look what I have here. I have a 2/2 line, so I want to get down a Doduo. That advances my board state. I attach. I get to move 1 damage onto here, and I can win next turn, actually, with 2 Munkidoris. So that's a very nice thing. I'll just heal up this guy, right? Do that. I attack and take the prize. If they don't attach the tool next turn, which they might toss on the EX to protect him, I mean, that's very possible. What I will do is, at this point, I can attach an energy to my second Munkidori and just move damage onto him. Right now I have 60 damage on the bench, so that's good, and that gets me what I need. That gets me to where I need to be, right? So we'll kind of see what happens here. I might just send up the Steelix. I mean, at this point, if they just knock me out with this hand like this, I have game. So liking my spot, like I didn't play cleanly, like I said. You know, it's just mixing up things of what you do. Now, part of it, I gotta, you know, I took a chance early on with not attaching the energy to the, I think it was a Doduo early, or a Dodrio maybe, when I didn't want it there. But then I didn't get energy attached, so then put me a turn, 1 attachment behind. The question is, so you can, in one sense, perhaps I would have been 1 energy attachment ahead the whole game, or at least once I can get 1 turn where I can attach. Finding those turns to attach to Munkidori are a bit tricky with the deck, I will say. But we'll see how this goes. If they take out a Munkidori, if they were to gust up the Munkidori with the Darkness Energy, then okay, I'm down to 2 cards and I'm losing my engine. So we'll see what happens. Pokestops in play. All right, that's fortunate. So if they just take out my active, they could counter catcher and they could take away the game, but they did not. So I'll just send up the Steelix and I will pick off the Roaring Moon EX for game. So very, very nice for this deck in this game, right? You know, not a bad matchup, I would say, at all, and an interesting matchup, I think. And you know, while I didn't fully optimize things, it does show the decision-making process for this deck, which I do think is interesting. So there we go. Take the knockout for 2 prizes and have the game there. So, you know, doing damage, moving damage, building up attacks, love damage that I'm going to do, you know, all came together in that game, and it showed it off quite nicely. All right, let's see. Are we going first or second this game? Do I want to go first or second? That's a good question. I'm going to go first and hope I set up. It's tricky, right? It's because do I hit the energies is the big question. Like if I can, I think first is generally better. Okay, well, Munkidori goes the active. That's not great. I don't have energy attached, so that's a disappointing turn 1. Arven, Zatu. Okay. They have the fan. That's annoying. Well, it moves the energy. I think my opponent gets to choose, so that's really unfortunate for me. I gotta say, all right, got an energy into hand. That's good. It's Dragapult. All right, I don't have any protection against Dragapult, so that's really, 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 and a few more relays of bad for me, right? I'm gonna attach my metal here because I might have to attach retreat on my turn. I'm just gonna No, I want to keep these cards. Okay, I'm going to end turn. So, did I want to use Ultra Ball to get a Doduo? Okay, so I need to keep the Steelix. I need to keep the Iono. So I have to discard the Darkness Energy, the Counter Catcher. Right now, the Darkness Energy, my next turn is I want to attach Darkness to the Munkidori. I'm probably going to get rolled this game. Most likely, once they set up and, they have Arven and they're going to TM Evolution, and then they have the Dreepies. As long as they have energy in hand, right, they just go this turn. And then we'll find out whatever their engine is, because they're going to get the engine started as well. Is it the barrel? Is it... Oh, it's Xatu engine. And that's fine as well. Fine for them. Look, I don't know if it's the best way to play the deck or not. So they had Earthen Vessel in hand, so they do have access to the energy. That's the reason I don't always like to go second with this deck, is if you don't have energy, then you can't. You need Pokemon to accelerate 2 and energy. Also, they can play. I don't know if they did this. They could play Buddy Buddy Poffin. I can't. All my Pokemon. Oh, the Doduo is useful. I can get 2 Doduos down with a Buddy Buddy Poffin, but that's it. I can't get down the Onix. He's nice and tanky. Can't get down the Munkidori. He's too tanky. He's too high as well for that. So probably going to evolve into 2. Oh, not going for a 1-1 split. Okay, because they need to. Okay, that's fine because they need to be able to accelerate energy, right? So that's okay there. They'll have to do a switch as well. So now I can get a Doduo down, which I want that down. I'd like to get another Doduo down as well. Then attach here because that guarantees me that I can attack, which is necessary to have a chance. This is not a good matchup though, right? But I want to just give myself every chance possible. All right, another Doduo down, Arven. This is not... It's not bad. I hate wasting the energy, right? I would have loved to hit a switch card. I do take the knock. Gotta go ahead and prize it, but that also could be bad. Right now they can use Counter Catcher, but I don't think that's the problem here. Anyway, if they attack with Dragapult, it's probably a game loss for me, just straight up, right? Most likely. So do they have energy in hand? They need that. They need the energy. They need the stage 2. They need both energies. They need a fire energy in hand, a psychic energy in hand. The big question is, do they have the psychic energy? Because that draws them 2 cards. So Temple of Sinnoh, which doesn't matter to me. It makes sense they play it, but it doesn't matter if this matchup, getting it out of the hands, doesn't get Iono back or something like that, is a good thing, right? Thinning out their hand, which then potentially thins out their deck. Excuse the yawn there. Early morning game for me today, so accelerating there, very good for them. Again, they need the stage 2, they need the fire energy, and they need a switching card. I don't know if they have all that, so that's the good thing. That is a good thing. Now, okay, that's annoying too. Counter Catcher, okay. How do I want to work this? See, they get to choose the energy, right? Or they get to choose the spot it moves to. They get to do it. All right, I'm getting Iono'd, so we'll see what I have to work with. It wasn't a bad set of cards. Attacking with Dodrio is probably the best thing anyway. This is not a good situation for me. I'm just in a bad, I'm in a bad situation being in this matchup. So now they got Rotom V, which they'll just end their turn with that. So I'm going to burn an energy in this process as well, assuming I get the energy, of course, too. At this point, I counter catcher. I'm in Ultra Ball right now with counter catcher and Doduo, I think. I need to take the prize, stay ahead in the prize race, and such. So I don't really think I want another Steelix going down. So actually, so let me... At this point, you know, once I fall behind the prizes, that means they're going and I'm getting rolled. So I'm not going to worry about counter catcher. So I need a Dodrio. Manaphy doesn't help. Jirachi doesn't help. You know, I'm not going to play Rabska in this deck. So just do this. Get him down, which is a good thing. Just advancing my board state. They drew some cards, so now their hand shrinks. So that's a plus for me as well. So how do I work this? This is also where it gets super tricky, right? So he's gonna draw. If I draw another card on the Dodrio, then they can. Right now they can't take him out on the bench, which I like that, right? You know, it's super sketchy either way. So I'm gonna make this my play and not use the ability, so that I think that's what I got to do. I don't know. I'm only doing potentially 130 next turn. You know, that's the problem. But they can't actually finish off anything on my bench. But that's the thing. I'm losing energy. Hopefully they don't have too many fans, I assume, right? Because that fan is super, and a few more super annoying for this deck. It causes me a lot of trouble. Because I've talked about it in my first game, getting the energies attached every turn and is super important. And if you don't have to, you know, so now I can't really get energy onto Munkidori, possibly like ever this game. Probably not, because assuming they attack this turn, they're just going to start ruining my day big time. And I'm not going to have a turn where I can attach energy to Munkidori, right? Because now I have to attach to a Dodrio. Now they're probably gonna knock out my Dodrio anyway, so that darkness energy is not a huge loss. I can't rot it back, so it makes it harder to, you know, just gets one less energy in play here. So I guess it's not as bad as it could be, because I'm gonna get one shot, I imagine. If I don't get knocked out, then it sets me back from where I would be. But if they don't knock me out, I'm kind of happy anyway. So I'm going to get Unfair Stamp, that's okay. You know, I will draw 2 cards from the Unfair Stamp. This is bad too. Radiant Alakazam. Okay, putting the board on that guy I don't think makes a lot of sense, because his retreat cost is 2. They didn't use Radiant Alakazam, which is interesting. They should have moved the damage counters off the Dodrio, right? I'm pretty sure that was their play to make. So evolve him. Let's see what I have here. Do I have another Dodrio in deck? Doduo. Yes, I do. That's what I need. Okay. Let me get energy here. I guess I'll just grab one, because I'm going to Iono here, and I'd like to draw energy. So I'll do that. I guarantee my energy. I attach. I have the knockout now. I Iono. Yeah, if they had moved the damage counters off of him, my whole thing would not have worked. So I do think that was a misplay by them. So thankful for that, but I don't think this is going to come together, this game still. I truly don't. I'll wait on the Great Ball. At this point, I'm in a very dicey situation. At some point, I may need to attack with Steelix. All right, doing 130. That means my next guy is doing 70, which means I probably have to attack with Steelix next turn. And that's probably going to be a disaster for me, though, assuming they can attack with Dragapult the following turn, right? They're at this point, we'll see what happens. We'll see what they set up. Because at this point, they need to rare candy. They need a rare candy, a Dragapult, and Manaphy down. That's good because I don't hit the bench. Or they haven't shown anything that hits the bench, so that's good. So Doduo's the double-headed guy, and the Dodrio tosses on the third head because it's like a trio instead of a duo, but a Dodrio instead of a Dodrio or whatever. Okay, so they're gonna attack. They're gonna put me in a bad spot. We'll see what I draw, but I'm glad I didn't grab this extra energy. I missed energy. I do have Arven. A counter catcher's not going to work because they can't take they can only take one prize this turn. This is really bad news. Really bad news. All right, so 4 Steelix. Do I want to gust up Munkidori? What are they going to do here? Do I risk attacking with Steelix? That's a bit of a problem. I think I may have to. Problem is they're going to wipe me out if I don't attack with Steelix. I'm never going to do enough damage to do anything, right? All right, hitting the Munkidoris, 60, 70, 80, 90. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to attack with Steelix. Just trying to run through some math. I'm not sure what they did exactly what they did there. I got to attack with Steelix, though. I'm still ahead in prizes, so anyway, I will Arven. No, I don't love. I mean, Iono or something would be better, possibly, right? I guess I'll do this, see what I draw first. 30, 40, 50, 6. So, okay. So get me... I need an Ultra Ball. Well, let me just see what's in here. I have a Dodrio. Okay. I need Dodrio. So I will get rid of you. Do I keep the... I'll get rid of the Arven. I need Switch. I'll get rid of the Switch, which could be a problem, but at this point they're attacking into my active, right? That's it. I need energy. I'd like to get energy attached this turn. That would be really good, right? But that hasn't happened yet. There is energy in deck, of course. Got an Onix. I don't really want him. So I attack, and I'm now probably in a lot of trouble. Well, I was in a lot of trouble once this game. Once I saw the once I knew the matchup, I was in trouble. 60, 70. So I can, this Dodrio will one-shot the Dragapult next turn. The odds of that but they can finish him off, right? Because I'm under 60. That's the problem. So they can take 2 prizes. They can take 3 prizes. They can actually take 3 prizes this turn, right? Yeah. So they can clean me up pretty well. But that's just what the risk I take. Oh, can they do more than 3 prizes? Right? They heal off this Dodrio here. Can they take 4 prizes? Let's see. They need 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think they're 1 damage counter short of game this turn, I believe. So it's not good, right? They're gonna take out the Dodrio. I don't do much damage to them. Oh, wait, did they not? Okay, they're giving me the knockout, but I'm down to 10 damage, and they have Alakazam there. So I actually win next turn, and I think they didn't use Alakazam the turn they put him into play. So I guess, I attack into them, and I just lose the game, right? And I don't have any energy, which isn't good either. So let's see. Unfair Stamp, I guess. What's the energy situation? Okay. I'll Unfair Stamp. I'm just going to kind of play things out here. I need energy. I mean, I could counter Catcher and try to stall, I guess. But they can retreat with Radiant Alakazam. They probably retreat with anybody, right? So I'll just do this. I'll take the knockout, and I'll let them take the prize. And this is going to be game, right? So might as well just do this. They move the 2 damage counters, they win next turn. So it doesn't matter. The Alakazam gets the game. I can't gust up the Alakazam. I mean, I could, but then they just take the knockout with Dragapult, right? And actually, at this point, they actually can even just give me a poke with Dreepy. So they just have game, period. So they have game at least 2 ways, I see. So Dreepy, they can just attack for 10, right? They can petty grudge for game here, which is, you know, pretty good for them. So they got the game. Anyway, so we see a limitation, right? Spread. Dragapult EX is going to be just brutal for this deck. I could have done a few things differently, but I don't think the outcome would have changed. All right, so a couple concluding thoughts here. The deck is very matchup dependent is what I'll say. It can get going and be a real beast, but there's matchups that you just really kind of crumble to. So it's not the best deck, but it's certainly a deck that, you know, you like single prize decks. It's worth giving a try for sure. I do think maybe dropping in a Buddy Buddy Poffin would be good. You got to cut something for it. What would I cut? Maybe the Great Ball. You could put maybe even the Manaphy. It just depends how you want to approach things. That's it hurts other matchups. So you just want to take another, and if anybody can power up Radiant Greninja, you scoop to that. So do you want that or not? I'll leave that up to you to decide. Well, it's all up to you, obviously. And then you could play Pokestop because this is an item-heavy deck, right? Not a lot of supporters, so you could play Pokestop. But making space for that is tough. But maybe even 1 or 2 copies because there's still not a ton of stadiums in the game, so bumping, once you get a Pokestop down in a lot of games, it's going to stick for the course of the game. So that could have value in the deck as well. You could cut some energies to do that, although that gets a little trickier. But those are just some thoughts to where to go with the deck from here. You let me know in the comments below what you think. Also, look, I've been looking at a lot of Dodrio decks on this channel, and let me know other thoughts for Dodrio's ways to play it, right? Because it's potentially very good, right? 280 damage, 1 energy, drawing a card. That's all. Those are all potential things. They're not guaranteed things, but a lot of upside, right? Are there ways to make this deck better? Obviously the Rabska gives it the full protection, but I don't think I can put. You can put a 2/2 thing into the deck, or a 1/1 line probably, in which case if a piece is prized you can't play it. And then the problem is with something like this, with Steelix, I'm like almost halfway to knocking him out, so then it puts a lot of pressure on my Munkidoris to heal, and it just makes those numbers very difficult. So I don't think Rabska's the solution. I think just the downside to the matchups is something you got to live with. But let me know your thoughts below. I still really do enjoy Dodrio, and certainly am always looking out for partners for it. Anyway, take care, have fun, and play some Pokemon.